Hey, what's up guys? It's Marf and welcome back to another Asphalt 9 video. The update for the American season has just dropped and there is a lot, of course, I discussed in the patch notes video, but there was also a couple of things that we were not expecting. I have a ton of videos coming out for you guys soon, so be sure to subscribe if you want to see more of that. I'm going to be testing the BXR Bailey blade at its maximum rank. There is a multiplayer season going on right now where you can actually do that without fuel, which is awesome. So go ahead and do that if you want a taste of how cool this car is. So far, I'm really enjoying it. This could be definitely a new favorite for a bunch of people. It has a lot of balanced stats for a really good S-Class car. And in addition to that, the secret track that they were teasing was actually in this update. It was New York, which is really, really awesome. There was no New York in Asphalt 8, but New York has been a huge part of Asphalt for a long time, and so I'm super glad that they added New York to Asphalt 9. And so far, it looks like it is a very heavily top speed focused track. There is a lot of straightaways, and so I think a lot of people are really going to enjoy this track. Also, it looks really good so far. In terms of just graphics, I really enjoy it. So that's awesome. But today's video is not about either of those things. It is actually about a secret car that we were not aware of, actually. They did not mention this in the patch notes, but the SSC TUATARA is finally in Asphalt 9. I have been waiting for this car for so long. I love the SSC TUATARA. This has been a car that's been going on for a very, very long time, if you didn't know. It's been in development for like, I want to say almost 10 years now. It was obviously in Asphalt 8, but for those of you who don't know, it was actually also in Asphalt 7, which came out in, I want to say like 2012. So this car is kind of old, but it's also kind of new just because it's been in development, but we've, known about it for so long. But yeah, it was not obviously in the patch notes. But if you go to the new New York season, which is in career, and you go to the third race and you get the list of cars, if you go all the way to the end, you will see the SSC TUATARA. You won't see it in the normal garage view, so this is the only way, as far as I know, you will be able to see it. And holy moly, it is actually rated above the Bailey Blade GT1, which we thought was just going to be the best car in this update. But in terms of rank, it's not. It's the TUATARA, which is awesome. Now, if you look at the stats, it's very obvious. This is just straight up another Jesko. There's no way putting it any other way. The top speed of this car is almost exactly 300 miles per hour. I did the calculations converting from kph to miles per hour, and it's literally like 299.999 or something. I'm sure in game it's just going to be 300, but that's the base speed of the TUATARA. And along with the other stats, it is very, very similar to the Jesko. However, in some respects, it's actually a bit worse. For example, the nitro of the base Jesko is 42.5, and the base nitro for the TUATARA is 38.72. So in my opinion, this is not as good of a car as the Jesko in terms of statistics. The acceleration is basically the same. This car does actually have a bit better handling, but it's not noticeable in terms of stats. But we all know the S-Class cars all act differently when it comes to handling and statistics, so we're going to have to understand the handling just by playing it, not really looking at the stats. But anyway, like I said, the stats are all just barely below the Jesko, so that's basically what this car is. It's a Jesko, but just slightly, and when I mean slightly, I mean super slightly, just a bit worse. So this is a car where if you don't own the Jesko, you're going to want this car. But if you own the Jesko, and we recently had the Grand Prix, so it kind of sours the mood of this whole TUATARA edition because a lot of people just got the Jesko. So yeah, I'm not sure many people are going to be going for this car because it's basically just another Jesko, and there's no reason to have two of them in your garage, especially if this one is not like as good. So yeah, I don't understand the addition. I would have really liked if they upped the stats for something like nitro or acceleration. I know that would make it another king of the game, but in my opinion, the stats for this car, they just don't match up with what I think should have been added. However, that being said, we don't know anything about the max stats of this car, so it could very well blow the Jesko out of the water at max, but we just don't know. This is all coming off of the base stats because that's all we know. Now, the other thing you'll notice is that this car requires a key. Now, what I'm thinking is that this is definitely going to be a Drive Syndicate car. We know the Bailey blade does not have a key, and so this is most likely going to be similar to the Scion event. The Scion had 85 blueprints, and so does the Bailey blade. So this is most likely going to be an event car. However, the TUATARA has 40 blueprints, but it also requires that key, so most likely it will be a Drive Syndicate car. Also, it's not a track car per se, it's more of like a hyper car, so it wouldn't be put in the Grand Prix, I don't think. As well as that, we also know that there is a Drive Syndicate every winter and every summer, at least like so far. Obviously, we had the first Jesco, well, I mean first Jesco, because I guess this is like a second Jesco, but we had the Jesco for the first Drive Syndicate, and that was last summer. And then, of course, we had the Rimac, which was last winter, and that was the second Drive Syndicate. So it's, I think it's pretty safe to assume that this will be the third Drive Syndicate, probably happening, I would say, in a couple of weeks. I think they'll want to go ahead and do the Grand Prix for the other car and the special event for the Bailey Blade before we do Drive Syndicate. But yeah, if you don't have the Jesco, this is going to be a great car if you're able to get it, because, well, you don't have the Jesco. If you already have the Jesco, then unfortunately, I don't know if you're really going to, like, really want this car. Now, that being said, my personal opinion of this car is very high because, like I said, I have a long history with Asphalt, and so I've seen this car, like, almost 10 years ago at this point. So this car just has a lot of nostalgic value for me, so I'm going to do everything I can to get this car. I probably will save a lot of tokens for this car, and that being said, I might have to give up the Bailey Blade for the TUATARA, because I love the TUATARA so much more than the Bailey Blade, and you know, in my opinion, I think the TUATARA looks just so much better. And again, this is all biased. This is all, you know, just me talking here. But yeah, so I'm definitely going to try and get this car. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Do you think GameLoft should have added the TUATARA with its stats that it has? Because like I said, it's just another Jesco. And are you going to try and get the TUATARA? Let me know in the comment section down below. And be sure to look out for those videos coming soon. I'm going to be giving you gameplay of the new New York track, as well as Max Bailey Blade gameplay. So yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later.